Yeah, I know. This looks like some sort of a folder or a binder, right? It's actually a collapsible laptop stand. It's from a rather new brand called Coiclic, and they sent one for me to take a look. They had a pretty successful Kickstarter campaign about a month ago. They actually sent this before that, but I just got it now. Apparently, this thing has a multi-fold design, so it can accommodate like 4 types of setup. Let's take a look. They have 3 color variants available. I asked for this tan leather one, which they sent me. Even though this thing is super slim, it's actually quite heavier than it looks. It's made of this PU leather material, which is also known as vegan leather, and it's also pretty hydrophobic. So if you accidentally spill coffee or something on this, you should be good to go. It's a similar material that you would typically see on, say, a desk mat. Alright, let's see if I can figure this out. This should be pretty straightforward. There's a flap on the back which kind of rests against this top surface, and this entire thing holds itself using friction. There are no hinges or hooks or anything like that. It just holds itself by pressing against one another, so it's pretty impressive. It's actually very sturdy. They say it can handle a downward weight of up to 5 kilograms, and I don't doubt that. This definitely seems sturdy enough to hold like most laptops. Although I did notice that this top flap of mine isn't exactly, resting easily as they show in their videos. I'm not really sure what's going on. I even tried cleaning the surface with some non-alcoholic spray, but it didn't seem to work. It keeps falling down for some reason. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be that way initially. I just unboxed this. But once I push it back with a laptop and keep it on there, it does support itself. However, as soon as I try to open the lid, it slides down because this laptop that I'm using is kind of heavy. It's a 15.6-inch laptop with around 2 kg of weight, but it seems like the friction on this top flap is not strong enough to hold diagonal pressure. It can handle lateral pressure like this, but diagonally, I don't think it can handle anything more than maybe 14 inches and less than 1.5 kilograms. At least that's what I'm seeing. I don't have a small laptop with me to compare. All the laptops I have are beefy, chunky boys. So none of them are standing up with an elevation on this stand like that. You can tell there's a lot of thought that's gone into this design. There's even a phone holding mat down here, which again has a very frictiony rough surface that can hold your phone. And the entire surface is soft, so it'll not scratch up your devices. And when you prop it up, there's a compartment on the bottom where you can kind of keep a few things like a notebook or something. So that kind of saves some space on your desk if you have a tiny setup. I'm actually quite impressed how well these pads kind of hold each other with friction. There's nothing else holding them on, but it's quite impressively sturdy. I just wish this top flap had the same level of sturdiness. There's a slot on the back for cable management, so you can run your cables through there so that it's not creating a mess on the side. But I just can't use my laptops the way they're showing it over there. I guess it only works on the thin and light variety of laptops. The laptops that are super slim like the Lenovo ThinkPad series, or maybe LG Gram series, or even MacBooks, for example. I guess it's better suited for those because it can't support my 16-inch laptop that's around 2 point something kilogram. As far as I can tell, unfortunately, most laptops that you get in consumer space, especially PCs, they are slightly on the heavier side, 2 kg plus, right? So they may not work well with this stand, especially with that elevation. And this mode is quite handy for tablets. If you have a tablet, you can kind of prop it up like that, and I'm sure it'll support it. I don't have one. So if you have a giant laptop like mine, you just have to keep it flat without any inclination. That kind of sucks. Because you see, there's not much separation between the surface and the laptop's intake. Most laptops have an intake on the bottom, and this kind of reduces the airflow if you keep it flat like that. I really tried. I actually tried to keep my laptop propped up as much as I can, but sooner or later it always comes sliding down. I don't feel it's a safe arrangement, to be honest. But yeah, all in all, it's not a great compatible choice for a big heavy laptops. Ideally, you should have a thin and light laptop that's under 15 inches. For most people, I would still recommend this kind of a laptop stand, made of metal. They are easy to carry, lightweight, super sturdy because again, they are metal, and they have multiple adjustments of height. And I've been using one like this for the past almost 2 years, and it's working absolutely fine. It supports my chunky 16-inch laptops and even a 17-inch one without any problems. So if you don't have a thin and light machine, then this Coiclic one may not work well for you. But if you use one of those lightweight laptops like the Dell XPS series or a MacBook maybe, then I think this is a pretty cool option. It's not made of metal, so it won't scratch up your laptop's back, and it has a really nice look to it. It doesn't look kind of metallic and industrial if you don't like that aesthetic. Besides, I haven't seen many other stands which are made of PU leather that are so sturdy. So Coiclic, good job on your first attempt, but the only thing I would suggest is to increase the friction on the top flap here. As I just demonstrated, it's not strong enough to hold any laptop that's heavier than maybe 2 kg and larger than 15 inches. So show some love for us big boys and make it stronger. And I forgot to mention, there's a small kind of kickstand underneath the surface which you can bring down if you want extra rigidity on the surface. I didn't find the need for it. Even without it, it could support my 16-inch laptop just fine. But if you're like typing on your laptop and you want some extra sturdiness, then I guess that'll help. Like honestly, it's been designed quite well. I just wish this top surface would kind of support larger laptops. I'm not sure about the MacBook 16-inch versions. I don't know if it'll support that or not, but it certainly doesn't support gaming PCs. Or at least not the ones that you typically find in 16-inch segments. Maybe it'll support some thin and light versions like from Razer, or maybe some from Asus Zephyrus, I guess. But managing to design such a slim form factor that can support up to 5 kilograms, now that's pretty impressive. Now that their Kickstarter is fully funded, they'll start launching on the 10th of February, so you can find a link to their Amazon page in the description. It's only around $64, which I think is a great price for such a cool, innovative product. Just make sure that you have a thin laptop, as I've said multiple times. I hope the second version of this will have a stronger friction to support gaming laptops as well. I would love to see that. Thanks again to Coiclic for giving me an early preview. I like this. Let me know which one you would go for. Are you a typical metallic stand user, or would you like to try something like this?